How's it going, y'all? As you can see, it's just me today. We don't got Ace riding with us today, but we still gotta do the picks. We still gotta push on. I'm excited. I'm gonna do something a little different. We're still gonna go through all the picks and everything, but what I'm really thinking about here is the playoff picture. A lot of what's going on right now in the league. Um, we really have to focus on where these teams are gonna be, where these teams are gonna place. So we're really going to focus on the teams that are in the playoff picture, teams that have the controversy, or teams that are at risk here of losing their spot. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a lot that we got going on here. So we're gonna focus on week 12, and we're gonna pull off the playoff predictor for y'all, so y'all can kind of follow along and see what we got going on here. But right now, we're gonna start off with the Thursday night game. We got the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans. This game is gonna be really interesting, and what makes it so interesting for me is just the fact that the Buffalo Bills, things haven't been as good as you would think. It looks like with the Bills, they really struggle against the run. That's the main thing we're looking at here. And when it comes to struggling against the run here, I think the biggest thing is for Houston to really establish it. Woody Marks is the guy that really they're gonna have to key in with Woody Marks. He's been solid this season. He's a late round rookie, and he's somebody that I didn't see coming. I know a lot of people didn't see him coming, but it really looks like with him, they might have somebody to really look at. They might have somebody that could be the future there. So it really looks interesting here. So with that, I'm still gonna pick Buffalo. I'm definitely picking Buffalo in this game, but this is an upset alert. Upset alert here. This is something I'm really looking at. I'm really focusing um, on these teams and what we're gonna look like here. So I think that with this, the Houston defense is better than a lot of people are thinking, and I think with Buffalo, I just want to see this offense just be a lot better than what we've seen. So with that being said, I'm gonna pick Buffalo here in a close game though. It's gonna be making a close game here, so I'm thinking Buffalo win this by field goal, touchdown. I don't think it's gonna be anything too different or anything that's gonna be a blowout here. I think it's gonna be a good Thursday night game, and we got a lot of good Thursday night games. I haven't been the best in my picks on Thursday night in particular, but it does seem like I think I got this one. And maybe I'm jinxing the Buffalo Bills, but I don't think so. I think Houston is a formidable team. It's gonna be at Houston. Like I said, it's upset alert, but I'm really going with Buffalo here. I like Buffalo, and Buffalo need this. They need this a lot. They need this pretty bad. So let's go back to the predictor. With what you see here, right now in this moment, I don't know if you can see it. Buffalo is at the 5th seed, so you can't see it, but it would be right where I'm covering. Buffalo is the 5th seed there, and then you got Pittsburgh is a 4th seed. So at the moment, they would play each other. But yeah, there you go. You can see it there. You see Buffalo as the 5th seed. And it looks like with that, let's see what happens if we give them that win there. They move to 8-3. They stay as the 5th seed. But let's see how that changes as the time goes on here. But I do find it interesting, Buffalo situation. They are 8-3. Buffalo's an 8-3 team right now, and They're showing up. I'll pull. We definitely didn't expect. But with that being said, let's move on. Let's see how this shapes up when we go to the Colts versus the Chiefs here. That's the next matchup we got here. Colts versus the Chiefs. Now, with the Chiefs, I mean, what is going on exactly? What is going on with the Chiefs? I don't know how they found themselves in the situation. There's no point in me looking at the predictor. They're not in the predictor. They're not even the seventh seed. Right now, Jacksonville's the seventh seed. Um, with the Chiefs, you still see flashes of a good offense. I'm still seeing the offense from here and there, but overall, I mean, you lose that game to Denver. That was crucial. That game was crucial. That game was so important to the Kansas City Chiefs, and for that to happen, for them to miss out on an opportunity to get back in the division. Now they move to 5-5. They're a 5-5 team at this point. It's not going to be easy. Jacksonville's 6-4. You're going to want Jacksonville to lose. The Ravens are also 5-5, right there with you. This is not a situation that you want to be in, especially as I mean they just was at the Super Bowl. They were just at the Super Bowl last year, and a lot of times with these teams, they have that Super Bowl. They make it to the Super Bowl. A lot of the Super Bowl teams that make it and lose struggle the next season. You would think the Chiefs would be different, but they are not different at all. And it's looking pretty bad now. Third in the division at this point. They're at 5-5 with the Chargers at 7-4. Denver's at 9-2, leading the division, leading the conference right now. Denver, which shocked me. I've been a big hater of Denver this season, but they continue to prove me wrong here. So that's what we got there with Denver. But then you got the Colts. The Colts are in a situation where they have something to prove. They are the third seed. They lose this game. I mean, they're still in the playoff picture. They don't have too much to worry about. But they lose this game. People continue to see the doubts in the team. I mean, ever since they lost to the Steelers, all I've heard was doubt on the Colts. It's funny, they're 8-2, and there's so much doubt on the team, and it's simply not the running back. It's not really the wide receivers. It's not the O-line. It's not the defense. It's simply the quarterback and Daniel Jones. Any other quarterback, 8-2, playing like the way Daniel Jones is playing, any other quarterback, there would be no issues. Everybody would say this team is still one of the best in the league. But because of what we know from Daniel Jones, because of what we've seen in the past with Daniel Jones, it's so hard to truly just commit yourself to the Colts, commit yourself to their record and what they've been doing. And any sign anybody sees that they show that vulnerability, they show that, hey, Daniel Jones might go back to where he was in New York. Teams, everybody gets uncomfortable. Everybody knows how Daniel Jones was in New York, and this loss to the Steelers, he showed, hey, this could be a temporary thing rather than a long-term thing with Daniel Jones. And I gotta say, I'm not too convinced about the Colts either. Said all that just to say that I don't truly believe in this team. I don't truly believe in the quarterback. I believe in the team. Let me clarify that. The Colts as a team is very good. Daniel Jones, it's just hard for me to forget about what happened in New York. I'm rooting for him. I don't have anything against Daniel Jones, but I just seen too much bad play from him in the past to know for sure this is what it is. He could make a Sam Darnold kind of leap. He can make a Baker Mayfield kind of change. I don't see it. Like I said, I don't even want to put Baker in that conversation because Baker actually was successful as a quarterback with Cleveland. But he would have to make a Sam Darnold kind of leap. I guess with the Colts and their weapons, it's possible. We'll see. With this matchup, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs over the Colts. Now, with that being said, I want the Colts to win. So as I'm watching this game, I'm gonna be a big Colts fan here. As everybody knows, if it's your first time watching, I'll let you know I'm a Steeler fan, and I want the Chiefs to lose so that they don't come back in the playoff picture. That seventh seed is up for the taking, and we need as many avenues to the playoffs as we can. I still believe we can win the division. I still believe that's a high possibility. But if we don't, I mean, the Ravens are a good team, so can't count them out at all. So if we don't, I'm gonna want another playoff spot open there, and I want the Chiefs to be a part of that. So those teams at the bottom with Houston is a part of that as well at 5-5. They own the tiebreaker between the Ravens and the Chiefs. All those teams, I'm gonna be rooting for them to win. Just to clarify, but I do think the Chiefs pull off a win against the Colts. That's just how I'm feeling, how my logic is telling me, how I'm understanding the team and the situation. The Chiefs who lose this game, I don't know how they make that change to climb back and make a win and win the game, but sorry, and make a chance to have the playoffs in their future. But the Colts can afford to lose this game. Not to say they're gonna sleep on the Chiefs. They're not going to. But this is gonna be a game where the Chiefs are gonna be very desperate. They do have championship pedigree. You do believe they're gonna raise their level just because of the situation. And like I said, pressure Daniel Jones. That's what you want to do. Pressure Daniel Jones and make him uncomfortable. He gives the ball away. That's one of the things he did a lot in New York. He did that in the Steelers game. A bunch of fumbles, interceptions. Make him into that kind of player. And I got the Chiefs winning this one. So with that, I'm going to give that to the Chiefs right there. And once again, nothing changes too much here. The Colts do go to 8-3, and they're same record as the Buffalo Bills, but the Colts will still be in the lead in their division. So with that, not too much changes here. And now we're going to go to my team. We got Steelers versus the Bears, and I'm going to have a lot to say about this one, especially. Now, I'm going to start with the Bears. The Bears, they're a solid team. They can run the ball very well. That's something they lead on. As much as we love Caleb, I mean, I like Caleb. I'm not the biggest fan of Caleb. I'm not going to say he's the next Mahomes like they were saying coming out of the draft. But I do think he's a good player. I do think he has some great playmaking ability. I think he's an insane player. I do think he'll be a Pro Bowler kind of player in the near future, maybe next year or the year after there. But they gotta run the ball. The Steelers defense has been so inconsistent. You don't know if they're gonna put on a performance like they did with Jonathan Taylor and stop them from running the ball and completely make Jonathan Taylor look like he's just an average running back. You don't know if they're gonna be able to do that with Swift and Monangai. But with the Bears defense now, and this is where I'm going to kind of transition to the Steelers as well. The Bears are not great at rushing the passer, and they're just an average defense as a whole. They may get some guys back, maybe not. They may need another week to get some of their DBs back, some key pieces to their team. So once again, Ben Johnson, a great play caller. The offense has been above average, I would say. They had a great game against the Bengals, but like I said in one of our previous shows, the Bengals, I mean, everybody does well against the Bengals. So it's hard to really judge that performance there that everybody went crazy about, which I still don't understand to this day why that was. I know it was an electric, exciting game, but the praise the Bears got from beating the Bengals, I'm still confused about that. So with the Steelers, it like I said, I just told y'all how the Bears can't really rush the passer, and that's going to be key for the Steelers. Once again, our offensive line is another inconsistent group. Honestly, in the beginning of the season, I would have told you they were terrible offensive line. Now I'm going to tell you that they're just an average-ish offensive line. That right side of the offensive line is really good. From center to right tackle is good. From left guard to left tackle is where we can get exposed. Broderick Jones has been inconsistent. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. Left guard's always injured, and then when he plays, he doesn't always look so good. Um, Basically, I think the O line can hold up enough to protect Aaron or Mason Rudolph. Now that's really the focus here. Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, which doesn't matter. Does if Aaron Rodgers plays, the Steelers look better. Does Mason Rudolph play, the Steelers look better. The Steelers lose with Mason Rudolph and win with Aaron Rodgers. For me personally, before I let y'all know, Aaron Rodgers was limited today. Mason has been taking a lot of first team reps. The Steelers are gonna have to run the ball as well in this defense. Jalen Warren may play. We'll see how that goes. Kenneth Gainwell has been a solid backup. Steelers defense has to be consistent and show that, hey, what we've been doing these past couple of weeks is not fraudulent. Our defense is here to play and it's back. That's definitely what we need there. But with that being said, I got the Steelers, and I got the Steelers with or without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers plays. It'll be an interesting situation to see how his hand holds up. It's his left wrist, I believe. He did look like he was in some pain, but he was out the game last week. Mason Rudolph came in and honestly looked kind of better than him, just based off the kind of passes he was making. He threw it much more downfield compared to Aaron Rodgers, but they both played fine games there. So once again, for the Bears game in particular, I don't think it matters whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph. I do think it says a lot about the Steelers' future if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play. But Mason can pull this off. I think Mason can have a good day in this offense against this team. I see the Steelers winning this one. I think it's going to be close because the Bears do a lot of what the Steelers do. Their offense gets stagnant. I've seen the Bears come out firing on first in the fourth quarter. Boom. Touchdown, field goal, 10 points, 14 points right away, and get still from the second quarter all the way to the end in panic mode. And then sometimes it's too late for the Bears to get a win. I see the Steelers do the same thing as well. Aaron Rodgers has been, putting these opening drives, scoring touchdowns in opening drives, getting field goals, getting points on the board. And then after that, things get flimsy, settling for field goals, going for a fourth down, going to fourth down near the 50-yard line, and the offense just goes stale and we miss it. All these kind of things here. So this might be a tight game. It might be a close one, but I'm really seeing the Steelers pulling off this win. And it's going to mean a lot for the Bears, though. This is I know we haven't seen a lot of movement with the other teams, but it's going to mean a lot for the Bears. So as you can see it here, let me see. The Bears would win that game. They would move to the third seed. But with the loss, as I have a loss here, they'll move to the seventh seed. So they're still in the playoff picture for now. And that will move Green Bay into the third seed. But as we go on with these picks, we'll see a little more how things shift. Then next we got the Bengals versus the Patriots. It's going to be at Cincinnati. This game is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting one, especially because Joe Burrow has 2 full practices on his belt here. 2 back-to-back full practices. Joe Burrow plays, this game gets interesting. I'm telling you, this game gets interesting. They're going to challenge the Patriots' defense, and the Patriots' offense is going to have to keep up. And honestly, I don't know if the Patriots have been challenged too much. I mean, they did play Buffalo, um, and I mean, they've had some tough teams previously, but the schedule overall has been pretty soft. So I really want to see Joe Burrow play. I want to see how New England looks against this team. I know the offense is gonna have an easy day against the Bengals defense. Bengals defense is horrible. It is awful. Worst defense I've seen this year. The Bengals defense is bad. Um, but I do think it's gonna be an exciting game. So if you, I don't know how you guys watch the games, but this is a game you're gonna want to tune into and see, and it's gonna be real fun to see. All right, so I'll show y'all the screen again. I do think the key for this matchup is gonna be the Patriots defense making stops. Christian Gonzalez he's been up and down the season. Still a great player. He's up and down the season. He's gonna have his hands full with just T. Higgins. That's a big deal. Jamar Chase will not be playing in this game. And I think with that, I still think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm gonna go with New England winning this game. And as you can see, they moved New England to the number one seed, but we still got a lot of time left here to see how this shifts here as we go on. The next game is the Ravens versus the Jets. Now I'm not going to talk too much about this game here. I mean, looks like Justin Fields got benched, and it's going to be Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is pretty solid. Um, he can be okay in this game. I don't see uh, them making too much noise. The Ravens team has not been consistent at all. They show flashes on offense, and the defense has been completely, I mean, up and down. I mean, they're making progress lately, but I just don't know the teams they've been playing. I just don't know if that's something we could say as facts yet. But you want to believe that the Ravens defense can get better, can progress. Just going to be too much for the Jets. Garrett Wilson is not playing. I don't know how the wide receiver room is going to do. Adonai Mitchell does not look like he was really a factor when it comes to this trade. Um, easy win for Ravens. Easy win. Even if it's not easy, they're gonna win it comfortably. But I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a blowout here. And I would love to be wrong, but I just don't see how the Ravens blow this game. All right, so give the Ravens a win there. They moved to 6-5. Steelers still be 7-4 in my scenario, so we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a tough one. The Steelers have to win as much as they can, and we're gonna see how much the Steelers can lose. I see the Steelers only affording to lose 2 or 3 games. Other than that, they have to win. They have to win out pretty much. All right, so the next game we got Seattle and Tennessee. Another game where I just don't know how Tennessee pulls off the upset here, how they pull off anything here. Um, the Seahawks, I mean, they're the fifth seed right now. They're a team that is a true threat. Sam Darnold has not been looking good, especially last game. He's just 4 interceptions. I mean, Sam Darnold's having a good year. Still great offense. I don't want to put one game or couple games actually. I don't want to just say a couple games he's bad, especially after what he did last season and then what he's continued to do this season. I'm not going to punish him too harshly for that yet. Um, so with that being said, I'm not going to talk too much about this game here. I think Seattle is going to dominate this one. And Cam Ward, let me just say this: with Cam Ward, I know we had obviously Ace is with me every day, and we've had a bunch of other guests here, Thomas and Kofi on here. I still believe in Cam Ward. I still think he needs time. I know they don't like to hear me say to give these guys time. I still think these guys need time. I would give them, like I said, the 3-year mark. that's when you start to judge him harshly. I'm still going to give him time here. I see some throws he makes that are beautiful, and it's similar to Caleb Williams. Like you gotta give these guys time to figure it out, to understand it, to see what's going on. I mean, I think the Titans as a team need a lot of help. That organization has not been in a good position these past ever since they lost Mike Vrabel. Once again, I just wanted to put that out there. I still think the Seahawks win this comfortably, um, and they pushed 8-3. No real difference. Once again, they're kind of in the same situation as Buffalo, 8-3, but they're not leading their division. So an 8-3 team is going to be the fifth seed, while a 3 seed and 4 seed have only 6 wins so far, at least, and they will have a home game in the playoffs. So, all right, let's move on to Green Bay and Minnesota. Now, with Green Bay and Minnesota, this will be a wonderful game. This will be a great game if JJ McCarthy could play. Now, I do think they'll give McCarthy. I don't think they'll bench McCarthy and like that. Like I said, they're gonna give him a little time. But with how bad McCarthy looks, I think that they'll give him the rest of the season. And if he doesn't look like anything, I don't think they'll give him time because the team is too ready to win now. The team is ready to win now. You give McCarthy those 3 years, and this team may not have any time. You know, contrary to Cam Ward, I mean, with Cam Ward, the Titans need help, and they're in a situation where they need to build. Excuse me, they need to build around Cam Ward. So it's a little different situation there. But the Vikings are in panic mode. They probably regret not getting Aaron Rodgers. Probably regret not looking at another QB or making Sam Darnold stay. But they did draft JJ McCarthy in the first round, and they're gonna have to show something for it because unfortunately that they kind of ruined this game here. This Vikings Green Bay Packers game. I got the Packers. I wish I could say the Vikings could put the upset. I usually would say something like that. But with that being said, this game is going to be Green Bay all day. And which is bad for Bears fans. I know Bears fans want the division. I don't see it looking that way. I see Green Bay maintaining that 3rd seed with 7 wins. And then the next game here with Chicago is going to mean a lot because we got the Detroit Lions here versus the let me move that out the way for you. You have Detroit Lions here against the New York Giants. With the Lions, they should win comfortably. Now, I will say this: Jackson Dart has looked good, and when Jackson Dart plays, it seems like the Giants are really um, in the mix. I mean, they play teams tough. I do think this team is a year away. I do think this team needs a little more help before they're really effective, but I think that can happen as soon as next year. So yeah, with Jackson Dart, hopefully he plays. I know he's in the protocol still, but I got Detroit winning this one. I think it's gonna be a little too much, and they lost Dayball. You know, this new coach, interim coach, excuse me. I just see the interim coach is gonna have his hands full with the Detroit Lions, and yeah, I got the Lions here. Now, what that does, that pushes the Bears out the playoffs. So the Bears at this point would not be at the 7th seed anymore. How quickly things can change. Leading the division 1 week, the next week, next week you lose one game, and Green Bay and Detroit win, and you're out the playoffs. So that's how quick it can go. They'll still be 7-4. I mean, tied with Detroit. I mean, that's going to be a battle for them the rest of the season. But as I'm seeing it, I really believe that the Bears probably won't make the playoffs. But that's going to be down the road prediction there. All right, with the next one, that's going to be Jacksonville versus Arizona. It's another. It's the reason why I'm bringing out the playoff machine and bringing this out because these games mean so much in terms of playoff seeding. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they have to win. They can't afford to win because they got the Ravens right coming right behind them. They got the Chiefs and they got Houston. Not in that order. The Houston is right behind them. Then it's the Ravens. Sorry, then it's the Chiefs, I believe. Then it's the Ravens. And that's something where Jacksonville is going to have to take advantage of the opportunity, take advantage of the lead that they have, and get this win. And I believe they do. I believe they do. I think the Jags are a little too much for Arizona at the moment. Arizona pulling Jacoby Brissett out there. I mean, who's been solid? He just broke the completion record there, which is amazing. I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. But I think the team is nowhere near where they want to be. I know they got Trey Benson potentially come back. I don't think he'll come back this week. I think it's gonna be a Michael Carter day, in my opinion. But I still have Jacksonville winning this. I just think it'll be a little too much for Arizona to handle, and that moves Arizona to the 6th seed so far. I believe that'll move into the 6th seed for this week. The LA Chargers are on a bye, so they will tie 7-4. But that moves the Chargers down to the 7th seed. In this scenario, they're playing Denver, which would be a divisional matchup there. Very interesting. Move on to this game, Cleveland Browns versus the Raiders. Now, I know y'all gonna say like Cleveland versus the Raiders. Why is this a conversation? But it is a conversation now because Shedeur Sanders is coming to play. He's gonna start. He's gonna get the reps, and he got the first team reps. So there's no more excuses. You know why he looked bad last week. How he looked terrible last week. Terrible. He looked terrible last week. No more excuses. We're gonna be looking for Shedeur, and honestly, the only reason why I don't really root for Shedeur like that is because he plays for Cleveland Browns. I hope the best for him, except when he plays against the Steelers. I like Shedeur. I'm not a Shedeur hater, but this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. I haven't seen him play well. The first game against the first preseason game is probably the last time I've seen him play well. So let me say this: we only had three games of sample size to see him play. 2 preseason game and the game last week. So let me not say I haven't seen him play well. What I mean is that when I put those games together, I don't see a good player. But let's give him a chance here. I'm all for giving him a chance. I wouldn't even mind if Cleveland says, "Hey, we like what we saw, and we want to go with him for the rest of the year. We want to go with him into the offseason to next year, build around him." I wouldn't even mind that because he's just a rookie. He is a 5th rounder, so that's kind of strange. But he's just a young player. He's a rookie. If you've seen something you like and you want to build around him, I don't mind that. But I think Cleveland's going to mess this up. Whether he's good or not, I think Cleveland's going to find a way to get Dylan Gabriel back out there when he clears protocol. This is the game for Shedeur to be good because it is against the Raiders. But honestly, you know what? I do got Cleveland winning this game. I got Cleveland winning this game. I think they should lean on the run. I think Myles Garrett has a big day against this Oakland Raiders defense. The Oakland Raiders O-line. I don't think they're gonna be able to handle Myles Garrett. Man, they got a good linebacker out there. I think it was Sweatshirt. I forgot the linebacker's name out there in Cleveland. He's I seen him in the draft, and he's a baller. He's a baller. The Cleveland Browns defense, they got players. Denzel Ward there is going to be. I don't think he's going to travel with anybody. I don't think anybody with Las Vegas is worth following. But I do got Cleveland win this game, and hopefully Shedeur can put on a good performance. I don't. If there's gonna be any game where he does that, it's gonna be against the Raiders. This is a great opportunity for him. I still believe that the Browns will find a way to go with Dylan Gabriel regardless. Which, I mean, regardless of whether he has a good game or not, I see Dylan Gabriel still coming back the following week once he clears the protocol. But Shador, have a day, have social media booming about you, and show us something because this Raiders defense can be had. All right, but I do want to pull up the playoff picture again and show y'all this doesn't have a big impact in what's going on with the playoff picture. It's not going to change anything at all. But I got Cleveland here against over the Raiders. After that, we got an interesting game here with Arizona. Arizona is going to be going up against the New Orleans Saints here. Now, the reason why this game is interesting is for probably reasons that you wouldn't expect, but it's going to be Kirk Cousins. Michael Penix out for the season, tore his knee again. I don't know how many he was injured so much in college, and now he has another knee injury here. I mean that it's alarm should be going off in Atlanta. If I was in Atlanta, I don't know what I would do because at this point, Kirk Cousins did not look good last week. Sorry, the previous week. You're gonna want Kirk Cousins to show you a little more in this game, and that's how they got to win this game. I wouldn't actually. Sorry, they shouldn't lean on Kirk Cousins. They should lean on Bijan. But Kirk Cousins is gonna have to make some plays in this game because if Tyler Shuck can look like he did before the bye, now he has a bye week to prepare for Atlanta Falcons and get ready. And Tyler Shuck should lead Alvin Kamara a little more with the checkdowns and with the running game in particular. I think this game is going to be closer than you think. I know it's New Orleans Saints. Everybody just assumes the Falcons should beat them. But I think this game is going to be a close game. It's a divisional matchup. Like I said, the Saints had time to prepare for this matchup. But I'm not going to pull the Saints to win. I got Atlanta winning this game. But I think it's going to be a very close one. Very, very close. Like 24-23 type of game. That's how I see this game shaping out. It's gonna be a very tight game till the end. Now this is another game that doesn't have much with the playoff seeding here. Tampa Bay is leading their division. They have it pretty much sold. I believe obviously Carolina does have a chance. Atlanta still does have a chance, but I don't see Tampa Bay giving this one up here, even if they lose this week. We will get to that game as well. But next is the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Now, if you do remember, this game was a matchup early in the season, opening day. It was another Thursday night, and the Cowboys put on a good performance. They almost won this game. They were so close to winning this game. They lost 24-20, and I thought the Cowboys looked better that day. So that's one of those. This is not a game where you just assume that, hey, the Eagles are a better team, they're just going to win. It's a division matchup once again, and the Cowboys played them tough early in the season. CeeDee Lamb went crazy on them, and I know he had some drops. He had some drops, and you start to imagine, hey, if he didn't have those drops, do they win the game? It's something to think about. Something to think about. Now, with that, before I move, I want to talk about my guy. I want to talk about my guy here, George Pickens. First of all, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, Steelers' worst trade ever, getting rid of George Pickens." It wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work with George Pickens. I love George Pickens. He was my guy. You ask anybody, I talk about George Pickens all the time. It just didn't fit. Didn't fit, and wish him the best. But with the first game the Cowboys played against the Eagles, George Pickens was not a factor. I don't know if it was because it was his first game. I think he only caught 3 passes that game. That won't be the same this week. And I know the Eagles defense looks great. and they are a great defense. But I think this is going to be a game with fireworks. I think it's going to be such an interesting game. It's going to be such a close game here. The Cowboys are going to be trying their best to win this game. This is my only upset this week. My only upset this week. I know y'all probably shocked to hear me say I got the Cowboys win this game. And you're going to hear everybody panicking on Monday. And it's going to be nothing because the Eagles are still a good team. Sometimes we look at one win, one loss, if like the whole team is finished. That is not the case here. I do think the Cowboys are going to be on fire. And they're going to win this game here. And it's going to cause a whole bunch of controversy. Whether Jalen Hurts plays bad or good, people are going to wonder what the Eagles are going to do. It's going to be so interesting. It's going to be so entertaining here. I can't wait. All right, so we got the I got the Eagles losing here, which puts LA at the number 1 seed, and we'll see if they'll stay there. They got a tough matchup as well, which is gonna probably change a little of the seeding here, possibly. But yeah, with the Eagles, like I still think they're a great team. I still think they're a team. They're the team in the NFC, alongside the Rams, and I just got a loss here. They're not gonna have it that easy in this division. Even the last game, it was in Lincoln Financial Field. This one's gonna be in Dallas. So, hey, it's tough out here. It's the NFL. The next game we got here is the Rams. Like I said, we got the Buccaneers at Los Angeles. I'm going to tell you right away, I'm going LA here. I'm going to choose it. I'm going to choose it right now for you. Now, I have been a big Baker supporter, a big Tampa Bay supporter this season. I just don't see how they pull off this win against the Chargers. The team has actually been struggling lately. I know Baker had an up and down game last game, but didn't put the game on him. Put it on. It was like a team performance thing. The defense was not looking good against the Buffalo Bills. Now you got Devontae Adams, you got Puka Nacua, you got Kyron Williams in the backfield, you got Blake Corum getting in the mix. The Rams defense has been sensational. That defense has been sensational, and I'm loving what I'm seeing. I think the LA pulls off the win here. I think it's gonna be another game where it's gonna be a lot of scoring. I need a backup who could have ball out for me, honestly. But I got the LA Rams here pulling off just simply because they got the better defense, and I believe their offense is gonna do some good as well. So that's where I got there. Gonna move on to our last game here. And the last game we have here is the Carolina Panthers. Well, before I get there, that maintains LA's seeding as the number 1 seed here. That maintains it. The Eagles will drop to the 2 seed, and LA will be at number 1. Whether it's going to stay like that, we're going to see as the season goes on. I don't believe it will. But for this week, I do think the Rams take that over there. But yeah, moving on to the next game, Carolina versus the 49ers. Now, the Panthers have been, they played really well last week. It was really, really a shocker, I know, to most people. I don't know who predicted that they'll put on that kind of performance where, Bryce Young was cooking. Bryce Young was cooking. 448 yards. Let me pull up his numbers here because it was something I never thought I would see. Yeah, he had 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. He got sacked a lot, but the running game was not a factor. Dowdle and Hubbard could not get it going on the ground. But Ted McMillan, look, I really like Ted McMillan. He shows flashes of being a really good wide receiver. He just is inconsistent. He's a rookie, so I'll give it to him. But I I was shocked to see how great Bryce Young looked against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta, that defense, I don't know how you let him torch you like that. Also, Bryce Young, is that real? What we saw, is that a real thing, or is this just something that was a blimp in the radar? I don't think that. I don't think it was real. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think that that was. I'm not saying he has to throw 400 yards a game, but I think that this is a situation where he just had a good game against a division opponent. Great game against a division opponent. Um, but I don't see it. I got the 49ers win this game. And honestly, the 49ers need to win this game and they need to get it back going. I know they lost Fred Warner and teams are kind of attacking the run and attacking the linebacker room in general. Um, I think Robert Saleh is doing a great job with the 49ers defense. He's making the most out of what he got. And I'm very impressed with him. Very impressed with the defense as a whole. Um, I think Christian McCaffrey has a good day. They've been leaning on him heavily. They've been leaning on him so much. Um, but I do think Christian McCaffrey dominates the Carolina Panthers. And yeah, this is what we got here. Um, this is what we got after week one. We don't got too much changes here. We still have New England taking over Denver as the number one seed. We got Jacksonville leaping the Chargers going to the sixth seed. So in the way it looks currently, they'll be playing Indianapolis, but this will change so much to the point where we won't even recognize this. The AFC is going to change so much. I think that we won't even recognize what we're looking at on the left side once time goes on. But this is what we got currently. Now with the NFC, we got LA taking over and leading the conference over the Philadelphia Eagles, and we got Green Bay taking over the third seed that was occupied by the Bears. The Bears go from a playoff team to completely being out of the playoffs just in 1 week, and then I got Green Bay taking over the third seed, taking over the division, and then you got Tampa Bay maintaining their spot at 4. Seattle, San Francisco, Detroit takes over, comes in there. Another team that leaps the Bears. And yeah, that's what we got after this week. So I know Bears fans will probably be upset to see what's going on with their team. If your team isn't currently on this, I mean, there's still time to go. Obviously, like I said, the AFC especially, I see a lot of changes. The NFC, not so much. I think the NFC is going to be what it is. But with the AFC, there's going to be a ton of changes. It's not going to be the same situation. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it this week. I'm gonna look back at this video to see how well I did, and to see if I really make any mistakes here in terms of the situation. But what I'll do here is this. We got a question about my Steelers here, and it is a good question. We got how do you think the Aaron Rodgers injury will affect the Steelers and the AFC North? Now, with that, I don't think it will affect the Steelers this week. Like I said, hopefully the injury isn't too bad. Hopefully, with that, the injury will be just fine, and he'll play with the brace on. Hopefully, he can manage it. I think we beat the Bears with Mason Rudolph, or whether it's Mason Rudolph or Aaron Rodgers, I think we still beat the Bears. But if it's Mason Rudolph for the rest of the season, if Aaron Rodgers go on IR or something like that, then we got something to worry about with Mason. He's done it in the past. He's led to the playoffs in the past, but I think this is a harder road than what he had to deal with in the past. So with that, I hope that Aaron Rodgers plays. I hope he's good. If he doesn't play, I still feel comfortable about this game. But if he's gonna miss time, hopefully it's the short term. because we play Buffalo next week, and it's going to be something to deal with. And it's going to be something that we'll probably struggle in that game. So that's all I got for y'all. Try to go run down the whole playoffs here, and I thought it was pretty interesting how it looks this week compared to what's going to look like in the future. But I appreciate y'all for coming out. Appreciate y'all for staying tuned. I am a little sick, as you can. I don't know if you can hear. I am a little sick here, so apologize if it sounds bad on the mic. But I'm excited for this week. We got another show Sunday night. Hopefully, my sickness is gone by then, and this show is gonna be a good one because I got some big proclamations to make after this week if things go out the way I think they will be. So stay tuned for that. Show up for that. I appreciate y'all for coming. Appreciate you stopping by. Talk32 podcast, you can see right up here. I appreciate y'all, and like, subscribe, follow the page. Catch us out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Hey, thanks for showing up.